You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential, personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Welcome to Rom Wills About That Business. Create a business network. Now, when I say create a business network, I don't necessarily mean a formal network with dues paying, chairman, all that stuff, events. You have plenty of those. But this is more on a personal level. You want to create a network of folks that are in the same profession as you. Now, I know some people might hear that and think, well, isn't that joining up with competitors? Well, yes and no. Yeah, they are potential competitors, but think about it. In most businesses, you got a large group of customers, and plus, y'all typically not going to be on top of each other. Like if you both barbers, you typically are not going to have shops next to each other, or in a restaurant business, or whatever. Now, of course, as I said, there are formal networks for most things where you can meet people, but you want to create a good core of people. Maybe around 12 people, or it could be 3 people, whatever, that are in the same profession. You want to create a friendship network. And the reason why you want to do that is, one, they understand what you're going through. They understand what you're going through, and then they also understand the particulars of the business that you're in. So what they are is more like a support group of folks who understand that you need a particular, like if you're on like YouTubers, that's a good example. They understand you could use a particular type of mic or a particular type of lighting, or it doesn't even have to be serious. It could be just somebody to talk about. It's like, yeah, how do you filter that sound out? Or you could laugh about like different trolls or something. That's just YouTube. Or it can be in any profession where sometimes you really got to just talk shop. I think that's the best way of doing it. And then, like I said, when we go through life, humans by nature are not loners. You want to talk to people who understand what you're going through, what you do, the ins and outs. And, you could talk about business. You could talk about the ins and outs. You could just laugh at stuff. Whatever the case. But sometimes knowing somebody else has gone through it. And then on a business side, because they've gone through it, suppose y'all made that relationship, you might be able to share resources or ideas. You might be able to learn from each other. And, that's very important. That's very important. You want to talk shop. I don't care what it is. I remember a friend of mine that works in the political arena. He was in D.C., and he was around some prominent activists. Like, I could call their names, you wouldn't know it. And he said one time they were just talking shop. They were talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this protest. It wasn't like a sense of urgency or like, yes, we had to bring this system down. It was like, oh yeah, I'll be doing this one. It's just like, wow. And saying, really, you get a sense of community. One thing about people, they want to feel like they're in a community of like-minded folks. It's very important. I remember, like, one of the greatest sense of community I got was when I used to vend more regularly. And it was an incredible thing, because when you vend, one, you're forced to be friendly with people, whether you like it or not. And that business-wise, but other vendors. Because typically, if you're vending, anybody who's vended will tell you, you got to go to the bathroom sometime. You there at some event for maybe 10 hours because you got set up, break down, you got to sit there. And sometimes you don't always bring an extra person. Like if you can bring an extra person, that's good. A lot of people do, but sometimes people just set their own stuff up. So on a practical level, you need somebody to watch your stuff while you're going to the bathroom. And it might seem small, but it's like boom. And then also you might like to eat too, and then a bunch of things. Like when I vended, one of the things I would do, or vendors tend to do, especially when it's like a lull, is go around and buy stuff from each other. And especially if it might be, sometimes if it's a person that's real nice, but they ain't really selling anything, a couple other vendors might come over and say, boom. But that's that whole network thing. And then also just on a business level, they can actually help you out. Because I remember I mentioned this story before when I first started selling Nice Guys and Players. I was at a Black Expo, and my booth was in the same area as some male exotic dancers. So they were drawing all these women over. I had one in front of us, and I was joking with them because some of the other exotic dancers had taken their shirts off, so they were drawing more women and more people. And I was just like, wait, hey guys, you gotta take your shirts off. And they just laughed, took their shirts off, brought more people back over to where I was. So, and it's just an informal thing. You don't have to sign any papers, anything like that, but get to know other people. And yeah, they can be competitors. Yeah, sometimes they can be competitors, but sometimes they could be a friendly competition. And then sometimes you could work it out. Say, all right, you work this side, I work that side. You keep things at peace. But the main deal with them is they can relate, because that's important. When you're in business, you kind of want to talk to every now and then somebody who can relate to what you're doing, somebody who's gone through it, and it also creates a clique. And that can be in anything. You could be former college basketball players and say, hey, you know what, we doing like camps and stuff like that. And there's some people who've actually started businesses where they just train kids in basketball skills, like lucrative businesses, like have basketball academies or something. So, I mean, it's you want to create that. That's a very important piece, very important piece. But then there's another type of network I'm going to get into that I'll tell you about in the next episode. So anyway, you know the deal. Let's go make that money.